No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Pizza, pizza.
That was pretty good. I like that one. You like it?
Pizza, pizza.
Josh, I think Maggie cut the cameras. I don't think you need to keep...
Pizza? Pizza, pizza. Pizza. Pizza? Pizza, pizza.
This is a hot dog is a sandwich.
Pizza, pizza.
Ketchup is a smoothie.
Yeah, I put ice in my cereal, so what?
That makes no sense.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
A hot dog is a sandwich.
What?
Welcome to our podcast, A Hot Dog is a Sandwich, the show where we break down the world's biggest food debates. I'm your host, Nicole Aniety.
Pizza, pizza. Pizza, pizza, pizza.
Oh,
pizza, pizza.
stop.
Pizza, pizza.
You can stop now. That was pretty good, though.
I kind of like the idea of Little Caesar's Caesarian mascot here, only speaking like a Pokemon. Like, I think they should work him into the Pokemon video games.
Was Caesar little?
Average height back then was a lot lower just due to general like nutrition and evolution. So
Littler than Napoleon, you would say?
Caesar, what I find interesting, bear with me here. We'll talk about Little Caesar.
Just give us a sec. We haven't seen each other in like 45 minutes, so we just need to debrief real quick.
Give us a second. So Caesar salad, right?
Love it.
It's named after Caesar Cardini. The term Caesar in Latin, it translates the same to, say, the Russian czar.
Czar. Oh, really?
Right?
Okay, that's
you'll see it spelled
origin.
C-Z-A-R sometimes.
Okay.
It's in the Cyrillic alphabet, but excuse me, czar. Also, Kaiser in German
comes from
it's
czar.
the same word as Caesar and czar. So Caesar salad and Kaiser roll, you could create the ultimate sort of empirical sandwich if you wanted to. This is why I struggle to connect with other people sometimes, because to me, that was maybe the most interesting thing in the world.
That was the most profound thing you've said.
Caesar salad and Kaiser roll. I think that's...
Profound. You are very, very intelligent.
But
we're going to debate which one's better, Little Caesars or Pizza Hut. So save your intelligence for later.
Okay, so we have done Pizza Hut versus Domino's.
Which was great.
In the past. And when we do things like this, we try and have two contemporaries together.
We think it's fair,
we would think of Domino's and Pizza Hut, to me, as the top two contemporaries in pizza. That's not true anymore.
I guess not, huh?
We now have what is called a monopolar power distribution. So, okay, let me break this down for you. So we used to have in the world a multipolar power distribution in, say, World War II. Some people argue that's one of the causes of World War II. There were too many large empires that had too much power. They sort of had to struggle it out against each other. And that's obviously a gross oversimplification, but multipolar power distribution. After World War II, you ended up with a bipolar power distribution between the Soviet Union and the United States.
Okay.
After the fall of the Soviet Union, people argued that we were in a monopolar power distribution of the United States being the world's power. And a lot of people thought that if mutually assured destruction kept the world safe-ish in a bipolar power distribution, they called it the Pax Americana, or the American peace. Of course, we were launching proxy wars all over the world in a monopolar power distribution. I think now we're seeing that monopolar power distribution dissipate. Really interesting to see where the world goes.
What does this have to do with pizza?
Domino's now sells something like they've done $9 billion.
Frick.
Domino's is the American empire. This is like America in like 2004.
Okay.
Right? So Domino's now sells so much more pizza than Pizza Hut. I think, took over in like 2015 was the first year they outsold Pizza Hut. But basically now Little Caesars and Pizza Hut are so much closer to each other than Pizza Hut is to Domino's. I have the actual stats here. Domino's did $9 billion in sales. This is 2023 numbers. Pizza Hut, $5.6 billion.
Damn.
Little Caesars, $4.5 billion.
There you go.
And then you have the little like Austria-Hungary Papa John's.
Round table.
No, but literally, it is only four. Like Papa John's, Little Caesars, and Pizza Hut are somewhat close to each other now. Domino's is super far away. And then at fifth in America, do you know what? Guess what the fifth highest selling pizza is?
Did you already say Papa John's?
Yeah. Because then you get into like regional chains, and I don't think I've had any of them.
I don't know. Tell me.
Marco's.
Never heard of it.
And then Papa Murphy's is 6.
Never heard of it.
There's so many out there. Mellow Mushroom, there's Jets, but there's all these ones fighting for like just under $1 billion in sales, which is still so much pizza.
Money. That's so much money.
But yeah, there's really like 4 major powers, and Domino's the main one, and now Little Caesars and Pizza Hut. Little Caesars also gaining ground on Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, they invested so much money in trying to have sit-down restaurants.
You know, I never went to one. I've never been to a sit-down Pizza Hut, and I regret it with every fiber of my being.
Pizza Hut salad bar, come back to me. Pizza Hut salad bar. You were my childhood.
Are you
It
crooning?
inspires me
Are
to
you
croon.
crooning?
How good the Pizza Hut salad bar. That was my childhood, though. It was like
I
you
wish.
go under a red hut,
I wish.
a red roof, which they hired like a well-known architect to
Pizza
create
Hut
that.
was a hut with a red roof.
Yes.
Yes.
Domino's, on the other hand, was always started to just be a delivery restaurant, effectively. And then Little Caesars started around the same time as Pizza Hut did. Little Caesars is from Detroit. The Illich family started it.
Awesome guy, right?
Awesome guy. Paid Rosa Parks' rent for her entire
Incredible.
life. We love Little
Incredible.
Caesars. But yeah, now these are the two contemporaries. And I don't think I've bought a pizza that wasn't a hot and ready from Little Caesars in the last decade.
The first and only time I had a hot and ready pizza was when I was dating this guy at community college. And I went to his house and then we saw a scary movie and then we went and got a Little Caesars hot and ready after the movie. And that's the only experience I have with Little Caesars until I started working here.
God, I remember the best hot and ready pizza I ever had. It was like freshman year of college. Of course, we're all dead broke living on student loans.
Right.
We took a day trip from Santa Barbara down to LA, just driving around, not eating anything, messing around at the beach. And we found a Little Caesars glowing like an oasis in the middle of the desert.
Beautiful. Just
We
beautiful.
just ate it on the roof of my 95 Ford
Fabulous.
Taurus.
So good,
Had
huh?
6 people crammed in there. Paid $10 total for 2 large pizzas.
Right. That's really beautiful.
Yeah. So I have a lot of nostalgia for Little Caesars. Pizza Hut, on the other hand, if I'm ordering full price pizza that is not a hot and ready, I'm generally going Domino's if I'm getting it from a chain.
Same. We are
Right?
Domino's family.
But that said, we have a lot of different Little Caesars
We
and Pizza Hut
do.
treats. Nicole, tell them about it.
So we tried to order side-by-side contemporaries for each pizza. So we have the first pizza we're going to try is a thin crust cheese pizza a la a birthday party. That was the vibe. I was thinking of a children's birthday party where they get the thin crust. And are you okay? Are you preparing yourself for all the sodium you're about to eat?
There was caffeine in that cup, and I need it for the rest of
Oh,
the day.
great. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal the Pizza Hut, the thin crust. Ooh, we already have a major difference.
Oh, major difference.
The Pizza Hut pizza, the thin crust, is currently sliced like little pizza slices.
This is matzah.
It's very,
This is
very
matzah.
I do like this though, but I was always raised to have it cut like the Little Caesars one in the little squares.
I think, does Domino's still cut there? Because I associate thin crust with cut into squares, and this looks like a Chicago tavern style pizza, right?
It really does.
This is actually, to me, Little Caesars is much more of a proper thin crust pizza in my book. What I imagine thin crust pizza to be, not talking Neapolitan, not talking New York, whatever, but like this tavern style where there's no crust, right?
Yeah,
You
it's
spread the
to
sauce
the edge.
to the edge.
It's to the edge. Have you enjoyed this Pizza Hut one? Because I'm not really loving it. I'm not digging it. I want it in a little square. Could I have requested it in a little square? Yeah, but I thought it would automatically come like that.
We take it how they give it to us. I will say, the Pizza Hut, this is very obviously like cut from a machine because you can see the seam right there. Mm-hmm. But what's fascinating about this to me, when you take a yeasted dough and you thin it out so much, you bake it, it creates 2 layers. In Sardinia, they call this pane lento or pane carrasau. Used to give it to shepherds. They eat it with their pecorino cheese. So this is like kind of a cool little crust back there, but
Very unique. I've never had this kind of sensation with a pizza before.
yeah, that's pane carrasau. Shout out to all my Sardinian listeners.
All of them, all
But
3 of them.
pretty unsuccessful as a pizza. I think the Pizza Hut cheese, there's like a unique smell to Pizza Hut cheese.
I think it's low moisture skim milk mozzarella.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the terroir of the factory that they're getting it made from.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
The
It's
terroir
that
of the factory.
Every factory. It's like the light that's filtering in Wichita, Kansas, which I think is where their Pizza Hut's originally from.
I'm not loving it at all.
Well, good. That's McDonald's phrase. No, this is something that I would...
Is it almost undercooked and overcooked at the same time?
I agree with that entirely.
That's the vibe I'm getting from the Pizza Hut thin crust cheese pizza.
There's a certain amount of spite in that thin crust, right? It's like, we don't want you to order a thin crust. We're Pizza Hut. We invented the pan pizza, right? It's like they don't want you to order that, so they're
don't.
going to trick you into giving you bad pizza.
So I think, you know what? I think you're telling the truth right now. Can you hand me a piece in the middle, please? I want a middle piece.
You want to, oh my God, you eat a filet?
Yeah, always. Oh, well, not if you put all your hand,
What did you expect me to grab with little ice tongs?
You put 45% of your hands on my pizza.
Yeah, you can actually see the marks on my hands where the grease went.
So this, I will say the top looks Overcooked.
Overcooked. I
But
think
I
this
like
top
it.
looks perfect.
But I like it like
There's
that.
a slight leopard spotting on the top. The Pizza Hut pizza was very, very blonde. This Little Caesars pizza, especially for a thin crust, you get some nice leopard spotting on that cheese.
Right.
And I don't know, I'm not looking for like beautiful, lightly melted mozzarella di bufala on my
Me
fast food
either.
pizza,
No,
right?
no.
I want salty caramelized cheese on there. This folds a lot better too. I don't love.
The fold on the Pizza Hut.
To me, a thin crust pizza, with all due respect to St. Louis, we don't need to go there. I did have St. Louis style pizza when I was in St. Louis for the tour.
Did anybody spit on you?
No, I did have some weird experiences in St. Louis.
I feel like a lot of people have weird experiences.
I had the weirdest.
Is that
experience.
Missouri?
I ended up in like an illegal hookah bar where I paid for everything in Cash App. I don't know, man.
Is St. Louis in Missouri?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Big mafia influence in St. Louis. A lot of Italian food. I had some good arepas there too.
Nothing
St.
more
Louis.
Italian than a rapist.
Lovely people. And some Italian food too. I don't love the cracker-like dough of Pizza Hut.
I think the cracker-like dough doesn't do it any favors, especially with the blonde cheese. This now, we're talking about the sauce has baked into the cheese, has baked into the crust, made a delicious, almost like we love bread goo here.
Yep.
It's almost like bread goo pizza. The bottom is foldable, almost like a yoga mat, but it's pleasant. It's a more pleasant eating experience than the Pizza Hut one.
There's still a nice chew to the crust on Little Caesars. Somehow the Pizza Hut, it like feels thinner, but it looks thicker. If you fold the Pizza Hut,
It doesn't do it.
no.
It's not doing it for me.
There's a wonderful gluten-y chew to the Little Caesars one. Also, Little Caesars sauce, it's very sweet,
Very intense tomato flavor.
100% in a way that I like.
Right.
Pizza Hut, the pizza eats a lot saltier
Totally.
in a way that normally I think I'd love, but it just doesn't do it for me. The Little Caesars easily wins round one.
Easily. Well done, Little Caesars. Was not
Wow.
anticipating that. How about you you take the boxes and put them on the floor
I'll
next
put
to
the
you.
boxes next to me. Crack open the next sauce.
Okay, so
See
the
where
next
we're
one,
at.
so we went ahead and we got pepperoni lovers, not fighters. And then we got a build your own from Little Caesars with pepperoni on it.
Pepperoni. These pizzas, why do they look more similar than I remember them looking?
I don't know. Well, there is something about the crust on. Do you want to start? Let's start with Pizza Hut.
Start with Pizza Hut.
The crust has a smattering of cheese on it, which I find very, very sexy.
Just a grease-covered bottom on Pizza Hut. So this isn't... How do they describe this pizza?
This is a hand toss pizza.
Hand toss pizza.
Yes. This
Copy.
is their hand toss.
They all use different different nomenclature for the different pizza styles, much like in Naples.
Very delicious. How do you feel about their pepperoni? Okay, you haven't even gone there yet. You're just eating the crust.
I was eating the crust. I want to get a good feel for Pizza Hut's crust. Have you ever heard that when you smell bread dough or pizza crust, whatever, you shouldn't smell yeast? Because the yeast should have all been eaten by that point.
Well, I don't know if I've ever heard that before, but I'm a sourdough girl, so all of my bread smells yeasty.
Does it smell yeast? I don't know. I've heard that, but like sometimes I feel like I can smell raw yeast in bread. Not getting that particularly, but that's what I was checking for. I like to smell all my foods.
Isolate-a-roni.
I'm just a little sensory-seeking boy, you know?
I was a sensory-seeking boy once. That's all. Oh,
What?
come on, buddy.
Bro, this pizza's like
So good.
It's like a gusher.
It's really good.
It's incredible.
It's really good. Isolate-a-roni.
Isolate-a-roni. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I thought you were saying one word. Isolate-a-roni. I got a roni.
Their pepperoni's good.
Why is the bottom saturated in some sort of butter-like?
Maybe they're trying to be like Domino's and do the garlic butter thing without doing the garlic butter thing, their own weird butter thing.
We've talked about this a lot, but I feel like Domino's in, I think, how was it 2008? Was it that early or was it late? Anyways, they decided to slather all their crust in garlic butter, and it's just, I think that's the reason they've exploded.
They won. That's why they won.
That's why they went, okay, I'll isolate a roni. Mm-hmm. These very different ronis.
They are to me. They look different.
They're quite different. Pizza Hut's pepperoni is a lot lighter. It's so funny. Pizza Hut's pepperoni is like what I picture
Thinner.
pepperoni
Me
as
too.
in my mind as like a cartoon. I grew up eating, I think, so much more Pizza Hut at like schools. Like our school was
Sure. Pizza Hut school?
Yeah, we were Pizza Hut school.
Yeah, it's diaphanous, it's thin, it's almost like a scalloped skirt. Wow, we're so funny.
Diaphanous, like Cara Delevingne's wings in Carnival Row.
Will you
Why
ever
did
stop?
nobody watch Carnival Row? That was a great
you
show.
ever stop
I mean, it
talking
was
about that
bad,
show?
but I love Cara Delevingne and Orlando Bloom. Hot stuff. Little Caesars pepperoni tastes way better. Less than.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't offer you one. Here, I'll take the one that I stole the pepperoni off of.
What a gentleman.
Just like Orlando Bloom in Carnival Row. He's such a gentleman. He treats the fairies with respect.
I'm
Sorry,
guessing
the fae.
he doesn't. Cheers!
Sorry, I was trying to show you my undercarriage.
Well, I will say this. The Pizza Hut undercarriage, beautiful golden brown. Wow, stunning. The Little Caesars leaves me wanting more. A lot more.
Something happened to mine. There was an air pocket in my piece right here, and I want to grab a new piece to give it a more fair shot, but they gave me this piece. The rest of the undercarriage looks pretty well browned. Honestly, this looks like a pizza dough that is like overproofed in a way. Or not overproofed. It's been overworked.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can almost see the gluten structures.
Striation?
Yeah, the striations. You don't want that. Like,
No.
Pizza Hut, they're using machines to do all this stuff, which maybe Little Caesars is too. But like, you ever see that? There's that dude that works at Papa John's that's big on TikTok. He's like kind of weirdly, he's like very aggressive.
I'm not on TikTok as much as you think I am. I'm on Instagram Reels more.
He's on Instagram Reels too. People syndicate their content everywhere.
Oh.
But have you seen the Papa John's guy on the Scrolly app?
No.
There's a guy, he does it, and they're like hand tossing their pizzas at Papa John's. They say this is hand tossed, but it certainly feels machine tossed.
I don't like that pizza at all.
Little Caesars?
I don't like it at all.
This is the hot and ready, right?
Yeah, it is.
Like their standard, not thin crust, not deep dish.
I really don't like it. I'm sorry. This would give me heartburn. The Little Caesars pizza will give me heartburn, and I feel like I would stop eating it. I think the pepperoni and the sauce are in conflict with one another. The Pizza Hut pizza, much more harmonious.
The Pizza Hut pizza, all of Pizza Hut's pizza doughs, they're so logged
Spongy.
in oil
They're
that
so
they
spongy.
are, you can say spongy, you can also say focaccia-like, right?
But it's good.
It's good.
I like
this
that.
tastes almost weirdly homemade in a way, because I find a lot of people when they make homemade pizza doughs, do you remember the first pizza dough that you made in Mythical Kitchen?
The Martha Stewart one?
Martha Stewart one, and I was like, hey, never use that recipe again.
Yeah, I still use it.
Because it's so bready and focaccia-like. And so when I'm like making a pizza at home, I'm kneading the hell out of the dough, cooking it super hot, not doing a big second proof, because I want that chew in pizza. That said, this is like really delicious.
Right. It is really delicious.
It's really kind of like clean flavor in that. You get all of that, whatever that fake butter, margarine-ass stuff on the bottom is.
My lips are very saturated.
You can also see like the crackle of like the semolina.
Yeah, it's pretty. Well, there's also, isn't there a crackle of semolina?
There
also
is
on
too.
the-
I actually really like, I think the Little Caesars is really good too. Maybe we are just starving because
Yeah,
we are.
We didn't have lunch today.
Did you see me eat a whole cucumber?
No.
I went raw, dude.
Sometimes you
I
do
just
the whole
held it.
cucumber.
No, but I didn't slice it or nothing. I ate it like you're eating a big old corn dog.
That's good. What do you mean?
I know.
I'm proud of you. Look at you getting your veggies in. I think Pizza Hut wins this one. 1,000%. I'm so sorry.
I'm not nearly as convinced as you. I think the Little Caesars hot and ready. This is a lot of people have had different experiences at Little Caesars. This is a pretty damn good Little Caesars. I've had much worse Little Caesars
Really? Sorry.
than this.
Uh-huh.
I'm really enjoying when I'm tasting this pizza. There's part of me now that's like really appreciating the sweetness and the concentration of Little Caesars sauce.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That I think gives a great contrast to the pepperoni. That said,
You think I think they're in conflict with each other. I don't think it's a harmonious bite. I think the Pizza Hut is a much more harmonious bite.
I think there's part of the conflict that I really enjoy.
So you enjoy conflict.
The spiciness, of course. Yeah, I think the push and pull. You got to have the
With
Serge
food?
to have the Darren.
food?
You know, with food too. Yeah, dude. It's like acidic and
But
fatty,
you're eating
spicy
you're eating
and sweet.
takeout pizza. Are you always I'm looking for harmony and peace when I'm eating.
Aren't you the one that likes honey on your pepperoni pizza?
Sometimes
Which is
when I'm
that's so
out and
conflicty.
about, when I'm ordering for like a game at my house, you think I'm going to care about
Getting the hot honey pizza for the big game.
No, I'm not doing that.
I will concede this to Pizza Hut. It is close. I do love the focaccia-iness on the Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
But that said, like, this is a great pizza. from Little
It is very
Caesars.
good. It is very
And
good.
I've had a lot of local spots that don't do this good. Well, there's also probably a lot of ghost kitchens making a lot of garbage out there now for when you
Yeah.
order delivery.
True.
What's the third pizza?
Well, the third pizza is from Pizza Hut is their pan pizza. Went ahead and got sausage and mushroom and green peppers. And then we got the deep dish from Little Caesars with the same combination of toppings.
Why do both of these make me sad?
Because they don't look like they're like in the commercials, I think. I think that's what's getting to you.
Okay, so Pizza Hut's pan pizza,
Iconic.
iconic. They redid the recipe, maybe like 5 years ago?
They did?
They completely redid the recipe. They said it's more Pizza Hutty than ever, but
What does
I
that
haven't had it in
mean?
a long time. I'm curious how this holds up because I haven't eaten a Pizza Hut pan pizza since they redid the recipe a while ago.
Well, I will say the crust is less even than their hand tossed.
Why does their crust taste like that?
Oh my god, it's so yeasty. I can taste the yeast in this, and it is not pleasant. But the toppings make up for it.
Pizza Hut pan pizza is like a very silly anachronism to me, right? It doesn't feel in place for 2025. You know?
Very vintage and nostalgic.
Very vintage. It's so doughy, man. I mean, this was pizza when I grew up. This is it was this and school lunch pizza were the two pizzas that I would have eaten most growing up, right? Now this tastes so strange. There's this like big layer of uncooked dough underneath the sauce.
This is bread goo.
That's bread goo,
But
but like
not
not in
good.
a way that I like.
It's bad. It's bad bread goo.
It's like a Frank Zappa song of him just high out of his mind.
It's like bubble gummy. It's like
yeah,
bubble
this
gum.
is really bizarre, dude. I don't know if there's any room in my life for pan pizza anymore.
I don't think
love
so
a deep
either.
dish. I love a Detroit. I'm curious to see how Little Caesar stacks up.
It tastes like it tastes like a kid. It tastes like childhood.
Does this taste like if you told me this is the national pizza of Moldova?
You'd believe it.
I'd believe you. I'd be like, yeah, it tastes
Yeah,
like
of course,
Moldovan
yeah.
pizza. They have different reference points than I do.
So much yeast. Oh my god.
I don't know if we're gonna. Well, let's see. This is just the Little Caesars deep dish pizza. I've had this before.
I've never had this before.
Ate a whole deep dish pizza on the way back from a track meet. Sausage at Little Caesars, slightly saltier, slightly better seasoned, but they're not as globular. I love little fast food pizza sausage balls. I think might be the best food on the planet. I wish I could eat them like popcorn at the movie theater.
Do you think that?
I'm gonna be watching Baby Girl tossing sausage back. Nicole,
Did
you're
you see
saying?
Baby Girl?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you need to watch Baby Girl.
I'm taking
In the
myself on a
theaters.
solo date to see The Last Showgirl on Saturday at 11:20
Pam
a.m. You want to come?
Anderson. Well, it's solo. I don't want to
I
take
know, but
away
you
your
can go to another theater.
and see another movie.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I do that?
Don't say I never reach out trying to be
What
friends.
would we talk about after? What, do you want me to see Nosferatu while you watch The Last Showgirl?
Someone has to.
I don't like this pizza leaves me wanting more. What about you?
Pretty bummed out. This in no way is this deep dish. I mean,
Why
some
is it-
people refer to like Sicilian or Detroit style as deep dish pizza. To me, like deep dish is Chicago style, which is very unique. And then Detroit and Sicilian are either Detroit and Sicilian. Little Caesars comes from Detroit. And so you'd think that they would like put some effort in their Detroit style pizza. No, this is like a really upsetting pizza to me.
Why is there no sauce?
I don't know if someone messed up on this because I've had their deep dish pizza before and it was significantly better. I don't know if this weighed down the dough, but there is a solid centimeter of uncooked dough in this.
Yeah, pretty disappointing. But the crust isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
This is like bubblegum. This is raw pizza dough that we're eating right here.
You think that's more bubblegummy than the Pizza Hut one?
Yeah. I'm going to eat the Pizza Hut one again.
Go for it.
Dude, feel just
I'll feel it.
the density. Feel the density of these pizzas.
Oh my god.
Right? The
Insane.
Papa or the the Papa Caesar's pizza is 3 times heavier per square inch,
Wow.
which is nuts. Pizza Hut, like there's at least the leavening is working in the dough.
Oh, I can see the uncooked dough.
You know what I want to do with the Pizza Hut pizza though? I just want to like throw it on a griddle for 3 minutes.
Sure, I get that.
I want the bottom of this Pizza Hut pizza to have some sort of cook that isn't just like oil soakage and soft.
Sure, yeah.
I know it's been steaming in a box for a while. Neither of these pizzas made me even 1 iota happy.
I'm sorry.
Pretty bummed that we had to test it.
For science.
Winner on 3, 1, 2.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, easy. Well, I think we're at a point where we could make a decision. However, Nicole, we got one more item to taste test here.
That's right.
We got one more.
We have breadsticks and crazy bread and crazy sauce and marinara. Is there a pill for gluten intolerance? 'Cause-
Pizza. Pizza?
Okay, just eat the crazy bread.
Pizza.
Give me a-
Pizza.
Are you okay? Stop being weird.
Sorry. Never. Break out the crazy
Is
bread.
this what crazy bread looks like?
Yeah, dude. It's very philic. It's gonna insert. This is called the Corona.
I like
I
the
like
sauce a
Little
lot.
Caesar sauce. I think crazy sauce is my favorite. Breadsticks. This is very similar to Olive Garden's breadsticks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're so right.
I reject Pizza Hut's breadsticks.
Why do you reject?
They put all the flavors on it. It's not a fair fight. All the flavor, there's just a large dusting of just butter product, garlic, some sort of dried herb. Could be marjoram.
You have margarine money?
Dude, the dough recipe at Pizza Hut is so light. There's this Spanish bread called pan cristal. Have you had pan cristal?
Never.
Crazy high hydration dough, and they bake it super hot. Wide pockets, big gluten structures. It's like nothing I've ever had. It's so light. Pizza Hut breadsticks. This is light. Golly, it's like a feather. And that's coming from not years of Spanish baking technique, likely, but probably dough conditioners, right?
Right, tons, yeah.
Tons. Azo dicarbonamide. I don't even think it's a dough conditioner, but that's in yoga mats. All right, let me dip it in the sauce.
I have my winner. It is clear as day. For me, at least. I know what I'm doing.
Me too. On 3, 1, 2, Little Caesars.
Little Caesars, baby.
100%.
They got it on lock. That crazy bread with that crazy sauce, super crazy.
And this is like obviously just leftover pizza dough they're rolling about.
Whatever, that's
Pizza
good.
Hut's, no, I'm saying Pizza Hut's like running it through a machine. They're adding all the dust and flavors on top. Still can't come close to how good crazy bread with crazy sauce is.
I have to tell you though,
Go ahead.
the total for the Little Caesars was $48 with like delivery and tip or whatever. The Pizza Hut was $112.
Oh my God.
For 3 pizzas?
What the fruit?
$112.
Did you get scammed?
No.
Well, did you tip?
Of course.
Stop doing that. That's why you're. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke.
I've
Please
always
don't
been a
cancel
good
me.
tipper. Hey.
Tip 20% plus.
I always tip
wherever you
well.
go. That's nuts. I do want to use this Pizza Hut breadstick as a hot dog bun. I will say that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That is such an insane price difference.
I know.
Little Caesars is doing national ads now too. They used to not advertise as much. Pizza Hut obviously has massive, massive ad campaigns. They got Daryl from The Office, Craig Robinson out there
Singing.
But now Little Caesars got Eugene Levy, which that's who I want to sell me pizza. Just an anxious Jewish dad. Why are we spending all that money on pizza? Go to Little Caesars.
Little Caesars price point, and I think their flavors. I'm gonna give it to them in this discussion, this debate.
It's very painful for me to see Pizza Hut's incredible fall from grace over the last 15 years. However, I want to just issue that as a challenge to Yum Brands in general. I'm looking forward to Pizza Hut doing a revamp. I think there needs to be some soul searching. Figure out what they're really about. Maybe bring back the special Mythical kitchen flavor of Pizzone.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that can save it. But that said, Little Caesars, man, for the price point that they do it at, is really, really impressive. I'm a fan. Little Caesars gets the win.
Josh, I think 2025 is a year for personal growth. How do you feel about that?
Speak that into existence, sister.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start eating better. But me, I want to learn a new language. I think it's just going to expand the way that I see the world and the way that I can communicate with other people. I think it's really important.
Well, how do you plan on learning that new language, Nicole?
Rosetta Stone, obviously.
Obviously, the thing I love most about Rosetta Stone, listen, I took foreign language in high school.
Same.
You did. You listening out there probably did. I'm not great in a classroom setting. I need an actual immersive experience, and that's what Rosetta Stone gets you. You can actually practice as if you were a native speaker.
Rosetta Stone is the most trusted language learning program available on desktop or as an app, and it truly immerses you in the language you want to learn. They offer Spanish, French, Italian, German, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Dutch, Arabic, Polish, and so much more.
There's no English translation, so you really learn to speak, listen, and think in that language. It's an intuitive process that's designed for long-term retention.
With Rosetta Stone's built-in true accent feature, you can get feedback on your pronunciation so you can perfect your accent.
Está bien. Their lifetime membership has all 25 languages for 50% off. That's a steal.
Start the new year off with a resolution you can reach. Today, a hot dog is a sandwich listeners can take advantage of this Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off.
That's a heck of a deal, Nicole. Visit rosettastone.com/hotdog. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life.
Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/hotdog today.
Pizza. Let's do some trivia.
Yeah, let's do
That
it.
sounds good to me.
Yummy in my tummy got some trivia for you.
What is the first pizzeria in America?
Oh, obviously. I know
shoot.
this one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I do.
It's actually been disputed that there's two. And I'm not sure what answer we're going to have in front of us. I'm stalling because the name is going to come to me eventually.
Oh, no. She doesn't know it.
I'm going to go ahead and say Old World Pizza or something.
I'm
going to
say it's not Ray's, but I'm going to say Ray's in New York.
The correct answer is Lombardi's in New York.
Oh, Lombardi's.
God. Dude, I knew that. I've seen that on so many Travel
me too.
Channel shows.
It's really bad. It's really bad that neither of us got it. It's really
Christ.
embarrassing.
And you know what's even more messed up?
What?
Is embarrassingly, I messed up. There's a place called Lorenzo's in Philly that's like a famous slice shop.
Yeah.
Take a Lorenzo slice, wrap it around cheesesteak, get the Philly taco, they call it.
Are you that close to...
Or Philly burrito. Philly burrito? God, I'm so washed. I
know.
But anyways, I called Lorenzo's Lombardi's and another thing. Damn it, I'm so dumb. I'm mad about that, Maggie. Mad.
You'll get this one.
I don't think so.
What do the letters C and H stand for in C and H sugar?
Cohen and Hobbs.
I'll say Cane and Harvest.
So close. They're both states.
Oh, California and Hawaii.
The correct answer is California and Hawaii.
Ah, well, now this isn't trippy, but we're learning together. I never thought about that.
Robot Maggie sounds different. It sounds like real Maggie.
Last question.
Thank you, Robot Maggie.
Which fast food restaurant chain once tested bubblegum broccoli as a children's menu item?
Sonic.
Bubblegum
Sonic.
broccoli. Who would have done something as crazy?
Sonic.
It's a fast food restaurant chain, they're saying. Bubblegum broccoli. Who was doing exciting...
You know, one time I did an episode of International McDonald's and they put bubblegum in the McFlurry in Australia / New Zealand, one of those. So maybe it might be that.
I'm going to say Burger King. I feel like they were doing some bombastic things.
The correct answer is McDonald's.
McDonald's right in front of us.
So
we need to make.
did
Do we have any more until one of us gets
my
one
answer?
right?
I think my explanation was that I changed my answer.
Oh, yeah, I'd give it to you.
So I get the point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Nicole wins.
I
Well,
win.
I'm ashamed of that performance, and I think you, as an audience, deserve better. Nicole, I'm very proud of you. You deserve every second of that. Tastes like bubblegum.
Hey, guess what? It's time for a little segment we like to call Opinions Are Like Casseroles.
They smell like onions, and they're...
Why don't you sing with me anymore?
Okay, one
do
more
it
time.
again.
Okay, do it.
Now it's time for a little segment we like to call
Opinions Are Like Casseroles.
Josh, before we get in, Maggie, Josh, before we get into the questions and the opinions, I got a little game for you. Let's play this or that pizza styles. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. New York or Chicago deep dish?
New York.
New York or Chicago tavern?
New York.
New York or Neapolitan?
New York.
New York or Detroit style?
New York.
New York or Sicilian?
New York.
New York or St. Louis?
New York. St. Louis isn't pizza.
New York versus grandma style?
New York.
New York or New Haven?
New Haven.
New Haven or Altoona style?
New Haven.
New Haven or pizza bagel?
New Haven.
New Haven or calzone?
New Haven.
Okay, well, New Haven is the pizza you get to take home.
New Haven. Shout out to Michael Bolton. He loves New Haven style pizza. He's a big Connecticut coal-fired pizza guy.
The singer?
The singer Michael Bolton.
I think Michael Bolton is a very, very handsome man.
Yeah, older gentleman, but he's still got a nice earring.
Still got it. He's still got it.
New Haven style pizza. God, what are they? Sally's a pizza. There's the other one. But there's like, some people consider New Haven to be like the pizza capital of America. They make a very thin crust. I believe it's a coal-fired pizza. So you get this like deep, rich black char on the bottom. They're also known for making a clam pie.
I was going to say, is it the clam place? Okay, good to know.
Yeah. But I mean, that's not what they're only known for. But to me, it's just this beautiful, it almost eats like a lahmacun. You know, like the Armenian pizza. It's so thin. The toppings are baked in there, so hot. I love it.
Maggie, hit us with that first opinion.
Hi, Josh. Hi, Nicole. This is Allie from St. Louis. And no, our pizza is not my unpopular food opinion, even though our pizza is the best.
Girl.
My unpopular food opinion is that when I make meatballs, I don't put anything in it except for seasonings. I just get like my ground beef in a bowl and I season it. I mash it together. I shape them and I make them in a pan. It wasn't until I was older that I realized people actually put stuff in it, and I was really confused because meat keeps its shape. So, yeah, love the podcast. Thanks for what you do. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're from St. Louis, so how much can we really trust their
Okay,
opinions?
you gotta be
about
nicer to St.
food?
Louisans.
What? Well, the gateway to the West.
St. Louisans?
St. Losers. I'm so
No,
sorry.
St.
So
Louisans?
cruel.
St. Louis?
I don't know what you call them.
Louisians?
Louisianans. St. Louisianians.
I have opinions.
Talk about your opinions.
One time I made meatballs without anything added in there. No egg, no breadcrumb, just like you, seasonings and meat. Let me tell you, my husband said this is one of the worst things you've ever made. I love you. I'm telling you because you need to know. And let me tell you, never made another meatball without eggs or breadcrumbs again.
Well, I think what they're describing are balls of meat versus meatballs.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're
you've
right,
taken
man.
meat, you've made it into a ball. It's perfectly fine. No, I think so. For instance, God, what are they called? Like polpettine.
Polpetti.
Polpette, right? Polpette is Italian for
Tiny little meatball.
And they're already pretty small, right? Italian meatballs. They're not making like, you go to a Buca di Beppo, they have a half-pound meatball, which is, I'd argue you're at a loaf once you get past like 4 ounces.
Sure. Okay.
You know what I mean? You're at a personal pan meatloaf there. But there's another thing. I think they just call them polpettine, but there's other regional names for them. They're like tiny
love
balls
them.
of meat. But they hand roll all of them. It's not like they're just cooking big hunks of ground beef. And they'll put them in things like soup.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take just like a ball of beef like that and you cook it to fully well done,
Right.
it's probably going to be a little bit tough. However, if you were to use something like that and really braise it in sauce, so you're getting just like braised beef, it's going to break down those proteins. That's pretty good. And so, like anything in life, there's nuance. It's all contextual. What you're doing with the meatball depends how you make it. If you like it without eggs or bread, go for it, man. Not all meatballs in the world have eggs. I get a little funky with it sometimes, and I'll just put a baking soda in it.
My dad does that.
A little baking soda in the balls. That's nice.
Little
Do you do
baking
that with kubide?
Yeah, my dad does that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Onion juice and kubide. I was thinking about this the other day.
What's up, man?
I'm not stalling
Yes,
for anything,
yes,
but
my dear, what's
this is a podcast about food. I can talk about
Of course
food
you
here.
can. Of course you can. Of course you can.
All these rules that we've learned watching Food Network chefs, watching
Yeah.
the people that we trust tell us stuff. I remember watching Bobby Flay make a meatball, and he was like, you got to cook down your aromatics. If you don't cook down your aromatics, your garlic, your onions, and you add them to your
I
meatballs,
disagree.
it'd be terrible, whatever. And then I learned how you make kubide, which you put raw onion juice in it.
Yeah.
And that's the good flavor.
Such a good flavor.
That's such a good flavor.
Raw onion is like a staple in Persian cooking, yeah.
And it's incredible. And there's enzymes in the raw onion that like help
Break it down, yeah.
down the meat. It's just fantastic. And so I've started like interrogating those things that I've learned growing up. I started just grating some raw onion in my meatballs.
So much
I love
better.
it. So much
So
flavor.
Good. So good.
Onion tastes good.
So good.
Cooked onions are also great in meatballs. Context dependent. Next.
Hi, Josh and Nicole. My name's Maddie from Baltimore.
Hi, Maddie.
And
Baltimore.
my struggle meal is an Eggo waffle. I put it so it's lightly toasted.
Lightly,
I
okay.
slather it with peanut butter,
Okay.
a dollop of Greek yogurt, and then I fold it up like a taco, and I eat it usually running out the door to work.
Heck
And
yeah.
if I'm feeling bougie, I'll go a chocolate chip Eggo and
Yeah.
almond butter instead of
Oh.
peanut butter.
Yeah.
Extra fancy.
Oh,
But
yeah.
honestly, I think it's a better alternative to like just eating a protein bar. I think it's way more delicious. But yeah, thanks. Love the show. Go O's. Bye.
Go O's.
What does that mean?
Oh, the O's are the Orioles, the Baltimore-based Major League Baseball team.
Oh.
And
I thought it was cereal related.
But they could just be a fan of Cheerios. We don't know. But
Or
I would
O's
guess
cereal.
context dependent. Anyways,
It's good. I'd eat that.
you know, eat that.
Yeah, pretty
I
good.
kind of don't love the combination of peanut butter and Greek yogurt, though.
I do.
It's the sourness with the peanut butter. I don't think
Sometimes
I like.
it needs a little sourness.
I think it's also why I prefer banana and peanut butter sandwiches, banana peanut butter honey over PB&J.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You don't like the sour?
I'd say put some fresh fruit in that yogurt, but I know this is your struggle meal, so what are you going to slice up a strawberry?
No, don't listen to him. Keep on keeping on.
I would rather either have peanut butter and jelly in that waffle or Greek yogurt and jelly.
I like the bougie version of this a lot.
Chalky chippies?
Chalky chippies, almond butter.
Chocolate and Greek yogurt have never done it for me. There's certain things I like acid with, certain things I don't like acid with. That said, you're right. It's more delicious than a protein bar. I eat so many protein bars that they now induce a gag reflex in me. So it,
That's
really
what does
bums-
it?
Really,
That's what
almost
does
the
it?
only thing that does it. Yeah. Next.
Firstly, I love the voicemail.
Thank you.
But I'm actually an international caller, and I'm from London. My name's S.
Hi.
Unpopular opinion: if you have like noodles, like instant ramen, and you like cook them until they're really like not really mushy, but like until they're soft, and then you fry it like an omelet. That's my hot take.
Oh my God, that is the hottest take of all time.
You talk like you're from London.
You can't do that. You can't do that to our international callers.
What movie is that even from?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
It sure is.
Duh.
Is that Jonah Hill?
No, it's Paul Rudd and Russell Brand.
You're right.
You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed.
Anyways, wait, okay, so soft noodles.
Omelet it up.
Frying like an omelet.
Yum.
This is...
Matzo brie. It's matzo brie.
It's matzo brie.
I say matzo brie, you say matzo brie.
Still, we're friends. I think what you've done is
Whatever.
created a unique texture unlike anything that I've ever experienced before. Especially, I'm curious how those soft, wet noodles react to hot oil. I
I'm
would
sure
love to
there's
taste
egg
that.
as a binder. They're just not talking about it.
I don't know. They might just be putting... Because you ever have just like leftover noodles, like you let your ramen sit, you didn't finish it? Like
No,
leftover
I never
coffee,
not
and you're
finish
like,
my ramen.
Oh, it happens to me all the time. I just get so distracted. But, you know, you take that, you toss it in a frying pan. I mean, I think you've created a purely unique food, which is so difficult. So you know how there's like the Caesar salad, right?
Oh, please. Oh,
Like
please.
100 years ago.
Oh, my God. You know what we should do?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know how there's a Little Caesars? We should make a pizza chain called Big Brutus.
Called Big Brutus.
Because et tu Brute? Oh, is that
yeah,
Mark
Brutus.
Anthony?
No, Brutus is the guy who killed Caesar. Yeah,
Yeah, we should
make
Big Brutus pizza. Big Brutus pizza.
Big Brutus.
Big Brutus pizza.
Big Brutus. I like that. What's our catchphrase?
I'm big.
Stabby.
Et tu? It should just be et tu.
Et tu pizza? Oh gosh, terrible idea. Well, I'm
Like
glad
all
we
of your
love
ideas
pizza.
are winners?
I'm very sleepy. I would like to go home and take a nappy nap.
Me too. All right.
Sounds great. You guys, all of us, go home nap. You people at home, you take a nap.
Take a
You
nap.
deserve
Have
it
you
right
taken
now.
a nap lately? When's the last time you took a nap?
I nap every weekend, almost every day and every weekend.
Every day?
Every day that I'm not at work, I'm taking a nap between like 3 and 5 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that not normal? It's a siesta, they call it in España.
Fiesta.
I studied abroad in Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Treat yourself.
And
to
on that
watching
note-
more of our podcast. Thanks so much for Nicole. Give it to me.
And on that note,
Thanks.
thank you for listening to podcast A Hot Dog is a Sandwich. We got new audio-only episodes every Wednesday and a video-only version here every Sunday. Spend your Sundays with us. We're your Sunday best. And if you want, you can just go to bed. Shh. Just
I
shut up and
forgot.
go to bed.
No. 3, Meggie, I need 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God.
If you're still here, someone there was an opinion casserole on a podcast a couple weeks ago, and somebody wrote in. They wrote in and they told me something. They said, "Hi, this is at Corinne Ann 20. Hi, just listen to this week's episode for clarification on the Greek sauce." Nicole, listen.
Oh, it's
Remember the Greek fries?
How
Greek
could I
fries.
forget Greek fries? I remember everything about anything all the time.
Chili and Greek sauce are not the same. There's a pretty large Greek population where I am in northwestern Pennsylvania.
I said that.
Greek sauce is beef and or lamb that's cooked for a really long period of time to the point that the meat's broken down into the tiniest little pieces. It's tomato-based sauce, but has warmer spices than traditional chili. That sauce is then put over fries or a hot dog and a hamburger, kind of onions as well. So first, this person messaged me that, and I was furious because I said, you're describing chili. You're describing what Skyline chili is. It's warm spices, it's tomato, it's broken down meat. But then I was like, Josh, this is more a reflection on yourself than it is this nice, helpful person telling you about Greek sauce, which is what they call it. This Corinne is from Erie, Pennsylvania, and I went on this little deep dive on it, and it's created this weird little micro regionalism of calling what most people call chili, because there's no monolith of what chili is. So when they
Right.
say it's different from chili, it's like, well, what do you mean chili? This is what America has decided chili means. This is now a type of chili. it's a tomato-based meat sauce with spices that you're putting on hot dogs. That's
Yeah.
what we call chili,
Yeah.
right? But it is a very unique moniker called Greek sauce. And that's fascinating.
What
and all
if
the
I
recipes are
told
slightly
you?
different.
What if I told you I said a very similar thing in the podcast, but now my information was all corroborated with Corinne?
What did you say in the podcast? Run the tape
I
back.
said, what do you mean right
Maggie, what'd
now?
you
Off the
say?
top? I said that there's probably a large Greek population where this person is, and it's Chile. I said, didn't I say that?
Yeah, was that what she said?
Isn't that what they said?
Well, they said that and other things.
If you want to be featured on Opinions by Casseroles, hit us up at 833-DOG-POD1. Take us home, Josh.
And for more videos, if you like to see in our face, you can go over to Mythical Kitchen on the YouTube. Check us out on TikTok, on Instagram. Go to Tubi. We're on Tubi yet?
We are on Tubi.
Are we on Tubi?
We should be on Tubi.
Maybe. We're on, what are we on, Roku?
We're on Roku.
Roku fast channel, most fast channels. We get,
VOD. Video on demand.
yeah. We'll see you next time.